Time is 6 p.m. and the Pharr Planning and Zoning Commission will come to order. Roll call.
Danny Wiley,
Present.
Charlie Ramirez,
Present.
Jonathan Laraga,
Present.
Romeo Robles, Rafael Munguia,
Present.
Luis Madrigal, Andy Castro,
Present.
Guadalupe Cano,
Present.
Mercedes Guillen. Present. We have a quorum.
Okay, I need a motion for excuse absence.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to excuse the absentees.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Public testimony. Anybody signed up?
We did have one person sign up, Mr. Chairman, but she is not here present.
Okay. We'll close the public testimony and then approval of the minutes of May the 8th, 2023.
If there are any comments, Chairman, I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll
Last
second.
meeting.
Second, Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public hearing.
Good evening, Laura Fonseca, Planner 1 for the City of Pharr, and we have 3 items for your recommendation this evening. The first item is Marcial Sanchez, representing Old Texas Brick LLC, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a conditional use permit to allow the outside storage of materials and/or equipment in a heavy commercial district HC and general business district C. The property is legally described as being a 0.83 acres, more or less, out of Lot 175, Kelly Pharr Subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property's physical address is 901 West State Avenue. The property is currently zoned Heavy Commercial District, HC, and General Business District, C. The surrounding area is zoned General Business District C to the west, east, and south, and a portion of the north single-family residential district, small lot district R-1A to the north. This area is generally designated for commercial use in the land use plan. Fire Code and Development Services have completed their inspection and approved. 46 surrounding property owners were notified of the request by letter on May 12, 2023, and legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal on May 10, 2023. Staff received 2 phone calls for information to the legal notice and the Advance News Journal. Development Services is recommending approval of the request for conditional use permit to allow the outside storage of material and/or equipment in a heavy commercial district, HC, and general business district, C, subject to the conditions set before you. And for the record, we do have representation.
Okay, does the applicant have any comments at this time?
¿Algún comentario o algo, Mr. Matz?
No?
No comments, sir.
Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Is anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
No one in the affected area, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Open up the floor for board discussion. Questions? Comments?
One question, that business just expanding to the property next door,
Changing owners.
changing ownership? Okay.
Correct. It's just a change of ownership.
Okay.
It-
That's it?
None else? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve CUP 230495.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
The second item we have is Iracema Almazan, representing Martin Almazan and Iracema Salinas owners, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a change of zone from Office and Professional District, OP, to General Business District, C, in order to develop and construct a commercial plaza. The subject site is located on the southeast corner of West Hall Acres Road and South Gardenia Street and has a physical address of 2621 South Gardenia Street. The property is legally described as being all of Lot 45, Sinks Subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts South Gardenia Street, a 70-foot minor collector street which runs north and south, and West Hall Acres Road, an 80-foot major collector street which runs east and west, both with a posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour as identified in the City of Pharr's thoroughfare plan. The property is currently zoned Office and Professional District, OP. The property was rezoned from Single Family Residential District, R1, to Office and Professional District, OP, on February 18th of 2018. The properties to the south and east were rezoned from Agricultural and/or Open Space District, AO, to Single Family Residential District, R1, on February 21st, 1995, when the city amended the ordinance on March 30th, 1982, adopting the current zoning ordinance we use today. A portion of the property to the north was rezoned from Agricultural and/or Open Space District, AO, to High Density Multifamily Residential District, R4, on March 2nd, 2004. The remaining portion to the north was rezoned from Agricultural and/or Open Space District, AO, to Single Family Residential District, R1, on October 7th, 2003. The property to the west was rezoned from Agricultural and/or Open Space District, AO, to General Business District, C, on September 19th, 2006. There have been no other zoning requests within the general vicinity of the subject property since that time. The property is generally designated for single-family residential use in the land use plan. The owner is requesting to rezone the property to General Business District C in order to develop and construct a commercial plaza for use such as coffee shop, daycare, and mini school for after-school children. The General Business District C is established to provide adequate space and site diversification for most types of commercial development in the city of Pharr. Larger shopping centers and most existing commercial strips along major arterials would be included in this district. The noise, traffic, litter, late night hours, and possible blinking influences require adequate buffering from residential areas, and the traffic from such use should not pass through residential areas except on arterial or major collectors. 18 letters were mailed to the surrounding property owners within the 200-foot radius on May 12, 2023, and legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal on May 10th, 2023. Staff received 4 phone calls in response to information for this property. Development Services is recommending approval of the request to rezone from Office and Professional District, OP, to General Business District C, as the property meets area requirements, has adequate ingress and egress, and will be compatible with the surrounding properties. If approved, the owner must comply with the city ordinance and city development requirements.
Where does it go to City Commission? June the 5th?
Yes, and this item will go before City Commission on June 5th, 2023 at 4 p.m.
Okay, do we have representation?
Yes, we do have representation for this.
Applicant have any comments at this time?
It was brought to my attention from a couple of people that live.
Identify yourself, please.
Sorry. Hi, this is Iracema Almazan. I'm interested in rezoning for 2621 South Gardenia Street in Pharr, Texas. It did come to my concern, a couple of neighbors were saying that they would like to see how we could go about maybe doing like a street light there, since, you know, it is commercial, to see how we could go about that. There was the concern that they had and they brought to my attention, so I wanted to bring it up as well.
Traffic light,
Traffic light.
okay.
Oh, we have to have a traffic study first.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that connects to Javelina, so that's where people come in and out, and there's only a street light in Cage and Jackson. And their
Is there
kids
plans for a
really,
Uh,
there's a lot of
traffic
schools.
Is there a school there?
Yes, there's 2 schools, elementary and junior high.
Good evening. We did speak with a couple of the neighboring property owners on Friday.
They did have concerns. They did ask the staff that to, let the board know that they were in favor of the request, but they had concerns with the traffic on Hall Acres and inquired about the possibility of a traffic signal in the area. We did have our engineering department meet with the neighboring residents on Friday. They were given the applications to start the process on as far as the study and see what can be done I guess as far as step one in maybe a traffic signal or maybe a four-way stop or some type of traffic calming device. But that has been discussed with our city engineering department.
So to do the traffic impact analysis, they have to submit an application
It's not a
formally, or-
traffic impact analysis, it'd be a traffic study. There is an
traffic study.
application that the engineering department did provide the resident on Friday.
it.
Because there's
Hall
also the
Acres is
city
only
offices.
3 lanes, correct?
It is 2 travel lanes and a center
One
lane.
turning
And,
lane.
And there's gonna
Thank you.
make a new subdivision, so there's also the offices of the county, so
Okay, thank you.
that's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Is there anybody from the affected area sign up to speak on this item?
No one in the affected area, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we close the public hearing, open up the item for board discussion.
I just had one question. Going from office professional to general, is it less restrictive or more restrictive?
This would be a rezoning from office professional to general business. It's a higher intense commercial, but what the applicant's proposing is a daycare and a coffee shop and other children-related activities, which would be the general business, especially the coffee shop that's being proposed.
So it is more restrictive, basically, or not?
It's a higher
Like hi-
intense commercial use
Okay,
versus your office and professional
Right.
uses that are currently permitted in the existing zone.
perfect. Thank you.
No more board discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve COZ 230498.
I'll second.
Second, Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
And the last item we have is Ricardo Ramos, representing International Development Properties, LLC, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a change of zone from Limited Industrial District, LI, to General Business District, C, in order to comply with the minimum lot requirements for the property. The proposed replat by the name of lots 2A and 2B, Nolana Hampton, is also on the same agenda for consideration by the board. The subject site is located on the north side of West Nolana Loop, approximately 620 feet west of North Cage Boulevard, and has a physical address of 308 West Nolana Loop. The property is legally described as being all of Lot 2, Nolana Hampton subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts West Nolana Loop, a 120 to 150-foot principal arterial street, which runs east and west with a posted speed limit of 40 to 55 miles per hour as identified in the City of Pharr thoroughfare plan. The property and properties to the east, west, and south were zoned Limited Industrial District, LI, when the city amended the ordinance on March 30th, 1982, adopting the current zoned ordinance we use today. There have been no other zoning requests within the general vicinity of the subject property since that time. The property is generally designated for industrial use in the land use plan. The General Business District C is established to provide adequate space and site diversification for most types of commercial development in the city of Pharr. Larger shopping centers and most existing commercial strips along major arterials would be included in this district. The noise, traffic, litter, late night hours, and possible blighting including in this district. The noise, traffic, litter, late night hours, and possible blighting influences require adequate buffering from residential areas, and the traffic from such uses should not pass through residential areas except on our arterials or major collectors. 14 letters were mailed out to the surrounding property owners within a 200-foot radius on May 12, 2023, and a legal notice was published in the Advance News Journal on May 10, 2023. Legal staff received one response to the letters of or the legal notice. Development Services is recommending approval of the request to rezone from Limited Industrial District, LI, to General Business District, C, as the property meets area requirements, have adequate ingress and egress, and will be compatible with the surrounding properties. If approved, the owner must comply with all city ordinances and city department requirements. And this item will go before City Commission on June 5th, 2023 at 4 p.m. And we do have representation for this item.
The applicant have any comments at this time?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Ricardo Ramos, and I'm here to answer any questions on this agenda item.
We don't ask that many questions. You don't have any comments about the project or anything?
I'm sorry?
You don't have any comments about the project?
No, we agree with staff recommendation to approve the item.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Is there anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
No one, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing, open up the item, board discussion. No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve, Chairman.
I'll second.
Second, Charlie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the
Thank
motion
you.
carries.
Good evening, Kimberly Mendoza, Development Services Director. Item E1, Do Right Engineering LLC, representing Patrick Starnes, owner, manager of International Development Properties LLC, is requesting preliminary and final plat approval of the proposed lots 2A and 2B, the replat of Lot 2, Nolana Hampton subdivision. This property is legally described as being a 1.01 acre tract of land, more or less out of Lot 2, Nolana Hampton subdivision. The property is located at 308 West Nolana Loop. This property is currently zoned limited industrial, and you just voted on an item that will go before the City Commission on June 5th to general business. The adjacent zoning is limited industrial in all directions, and the property is designated for industrial use in the land use plan. The proposed use of the property are existing businesses, commercial businesses. You have a Little Caesars on the property as well as a commercial shell building. No variances are being requested as part of this re-subdivision plat. Development Services recommends preliminary and final plat approval of the proposed lots 2A and 2B of the replat of Lot 2, Nolana Hampton subdivision, subject to the listed conditions. And this item will go before the City Commission also on June 5th, 2023 at 4 p.m.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the board discussion. Questions? None? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve.
I'll second.
Second, Charlie. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries.
Next item is Meldon and Hunt, Inc., representing William R. Steele, President for Children's Haven International, Inc., is requesting preliminary plat approval of the proposed Pharr subdivision. This property is legally described as being a 5.376 acre tract of land at a Children's Haven subdivision. It is located at 400 East Minnesota Road. The property is currently zoned limited industrial district and agricultural and or open space district. The adjacent zonings are single-family residential district to the north and east, and limited industrial district also to the north, west, and south. And this property is designated for single-family residential uses in the land use plan. The proposed use of the property for Lot 1 is the battery energy storage system, and Children's Haven International is to remain on proposed lot number 2. No variances are being requested. Staff recommends preliminary plat approval of the proposed Pharr subdivision subject to the listed conditions.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the board discussion. No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the plat.
Check, Charlie. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Thank you.
Pablo Soto PE, representing Jaime Ariola, is requesting preliminary plat approval of the proposed master plan of Los Pavoriales subdivision. This property is legally described as being a 5-acre tract of land out of Lot 326, Kelly Pharr subdivision. It is located at 600 West Habitat Circle. The property is currently zoned General Business District. The adjacent zoning is single-family residential district to the north, east, and south, and agricultural and/or open space district to the west. The property is designated for single-family residential uses in the land use plan. The proposed uses on the property is an event center on Lot 1, Phase 1, and also proposed are multifamily residential apartments on Lots 1 and 2 of Phase 2. At this time, there are no variances being requested. Staff recommends preliminary plat approval of the proposed master plan of Los Pavoriales subdivision, subject to the listed conditions. And the master plan will go before the City Commission at the June 5th, 2023 meeting at 4 p.m.
Okay, this item does not require a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open up the item to board discussion. No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve.
I'll go ahead and second.
Charlie, second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. That's it? Okay. Announcements? Another business?
No announcements at this time, sir.
Okay, there's only one left.
Chairman.
Adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, we are adjourned.